Oh, there we go. Looks like it is working, and we are started up. Again, just so everybody knows, this is game number 2 of TGF versus mTw, formerly known as Goose, in the PlayLEGENDS Cup number 2. This is the finals match as well. So if TGF wins, then it will go to game number 3. If not, then that'll be 2-0 for the favor of Goose. Sorry, mTw.
Yeah, and talking about those early wards, we see Janna warding up the blue for a potential evade there when they are moving towards the red. We might even see some early aggression, seeing as they have Morgana. But Taric is always also there to actually make plays for them at level 1. Sorry, I'm just munching on a little sugary snack to get my energy up there.
It is about, what, 4 a.m.?
in the... Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, Mitt. Well, look at these guys standing here in the bush. They have no clue. Atlanta in a really bad spot if he gets hit. Swift does miss that, but a nice tornado from Janna could get the first blood, but not enough damage. Flash being used.
It's so... oh, excuse me. It's so important at level 1 to land those skill shots. Like, if that binding would have hit, that would have been a secure kill. But, you know, you shouldn't cry a river for that, because he used the flash. That's always good, and you know they're in a position to actually do more invade here. And Graves, if they're actually spot him there, that he could be a problem, but they didn't have vision of him there. So good position from Graves, I guess. But he might do something risky here and actually check on Janna and Ezreal when they are making a play at their actually grabbing those golems. He is going to spot them there though when they are sneaking into the jungle, so the whole team is going to know what they're playing at.
And they let them know that they knew that they were there in hopes of pushing them away. They're like, even if we know they're there, we don't want them to invade still, because that just makes it harder for us to get our blue. So that's kind of a nice little tactic, using the whole, I know you're there, so run away. You know, it's like sometimes you know that someone, like for example on bottom lane, you know sometimes that someone's sitting there in that bush to gank you, and they don't know that you know, so they just stay there. But it's still dangerous for you to move out anyways, but so you just use your clairvoyance to let them know that you know they're there, so that they'll run away and make it safer for you. It's kind of funny in the way that works.
Yeah, and actually looking at Jarvan here, Morgana did hit that Dark Binding though, but he actually did some aggression there and got her pretty darn low. And we're actually going to see Odur moving in here at level 2. Again, he's very, very scared at this point. He knows exactly where Mundo is, it seems, but he was a bit too late. He was hoping that he probably wouldn't have finished that blue buff and was still level 1, I guess. Or was he level 1 when he started that? No, he probably wasn't.
Well, just to recap on what we were saying back on the champion pick screen, I was hoping that Jarvan would go bottom and we'd see some crazy stuff like that. Definitely not the case, obviously. As you can see, he is middle lane, which is going to be fine because he does do a lot of physical, but he does jump over here, trying to get this first blood here onto the Mundo. Will pick that up. Great ward placement, which allowed him to do so. Now he's going to have that blue buff, and he will take the big Wraith as well, really shutting down Mundo hard. That's such an awesome play by him, and just shows the strength of picking up that early ward.
And again, as we saw last game, this is going to be very annoying for them, because once again we see Swift in mid being up against a very early blue buff on the enemy, and that is just so annoying.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while that happened, bottom actually got some aggression. Taric went in for a stun on Janna, who took some damage, but she was K, and Ezreal actually did some damage in return, so a little bit of exchange there going on.
In this lane here, last time we saw that, Liquidity on Kog'Maw was trying his best to poke people down, but unfortunately they had too much healing. This time they've got a Taric who can put out some heals, but not to the extent that Soraka would. Let's see how the poke goes. Pinku actually taking way more poke in exchange. Liquidity not able to put out as much damage as they were. Is able to put out a little bit, but I think that overall that exchange went in the favor of mTw.
Meanwhile, bot, we see Rommel doing what he does best, and that is using that flamethrower. And yeah, Maokai is gonna. Why do I always say that? It's because I seldom see a Malphite, I guess. I always call him Maokai. But yeah, if I do that, you know that I mean Malphite.
Yes.
Odur here going a bit aggressive on their jungle, and lucky for him. Well, you're not gonna say lucky. No one is there. I guess he knew that. Let's say that he did.
So it's kind of interesting. They really do like that Malphite. This is the second game that we've seen him being played by TGF. Apparently, it's just one of his favorites. We'll see if it actually works out for him this game. Last time, not so much. Playing against Kennen, kind of got shut down there. Lost a lot of CS.
Yeah, and here we see Udyr again being aggressive. He has the double buff, he has equal level, and this is what he did a couple of games ago, again, if you recall. He just went in, took some wraiths there, being so aggressive like he always is. Again, this is... I would really personally ban Udyr if I were up against this team now, because he's been playing so solidly these last games.
I have to give him a lot of credit. You know, they've they've really done a good job of well, you know, both of them shutting down Mundo by every time he goes to the Wraith, they're like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. He has a perfect feel of where things spawns at what time. And just, you know, Morgana can actually handle last thing at the turret after a couple levels. But look at that. It's actually 45 to 15 minions already due to that blue buff. And Jarvan is going to pick up a quick Brutalizer and come back into lane with some pots. And he's been doing a good job poking with the spear as well. Morgana, they're getting low in the lane before and having to be. So yeah, again, a very rough start for Swift in mid.
Yeah, as we know, Morgana is going to be able to last hit fairly easily as she gets higher levels, but those early loss of minions are definitely going to weigh heavily on her. She's not going to be able to pick up the items she wants as quick as possible, and Jarvan's just going to be able to get that much stronger and that farther ahead. And that's kind of one thing that makes Jarvan really strong, is if he does get that lead, he does have the Brutalizer, he can so much damage, and if he catches her and jumps on her, she can't use her Black Shield to escape from a wall. So
yeah, it's going to come down to if that flash is up or not, if she can get out of there and get out of the damage. But right now she does have... Oh, the ultimate actually goes down, and there is the flash, that, like we said. And he was just out of range of the turret as well, which was lucky for him. And look at the amount of damage that
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I was like, gosh, dang, dude. All he did was hit her like with one auto attack and used his ultimate. I guess he probably used his little poke flag toss thingy too, but goodness, yeah. Look at this double. We've got both Smithy and Atlanta running in to do some counter jungle. They do have a bit of a CV going down to help them out on top of that.
And they did have vision there. Morgana had placed on that ward, or maybe it was Mundo, but they had the vision anyway.
And top lane looks like they're in trouble here. Rumble actually picks up the kill, even though they came in for the gank on him. Don't think he'll be able to get away from Kala, though, because there goes the cleaver. That will land, and he goes down. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
So what happened there? Was a gank from Mundo, and actually Malphite got dropped by Rumble's damage there?
Yeah, so they actually ran into gank, looks like Rumble, who was pushed in really far, but Rumble turned around and killed him instead. Killed Malphite. Sorry. I was like, can't remember it because you said Malachi, and so I was like, no, I can't think of his name.
Look at the vision they have around those wraiths, man. They've been interrupting there for every single time that Mundo's coming there, and they want to keep doing that for some reason. I mean, it's a good way to actually make plays, of course. Udyr's actually going to catch Morgana here, but going to fall back when that Black Shield comes up. And now he's going to try and do something about this blue, but he's way out of line here. He doesn't have Jarvan close enough. He's going to use the flash very smartly.
Oh, nice cleaver.
He's going to take that cleaver. Is that going to be enough, though? We are going to see... No,
it's he's going to get away. You know it's not enough. It's Udyr. He gets away from everything. But he's going to come back around. I don't know if they can 2v3 this without proper vision, which...
Rumble is coming in there.
Rumble on his way to help out. Blue will be taken by Swift. Good for him. Does not die to that, but will die to this. There's the kill for Mandatory Cloud. Just taking that blue right back, saying thank you, good sir, good ma'am, whatever.
And again, the ultimate and 2 auto attacks got her to 0 HP.
It just shows how far ahead he is. He's got that Brutalizer, and he's just demolishing her. Her Black Shield does not help at all versus that DAC damage. So
it's insane, actually.
Like
and again, it's so demoralizing. Must be so demoralizing for Swift here to see that the mid actually got yet another blue, able to deny her early CS so hard that he can come back into the lane with a Brutalizer, and there's not really much she can do about that. It's just so difficult.
Yeah, just way too many factors weighing against him at this point. He's going to need a lot more help from his jungler, and he's not getting it. And missing that Q, it looks like he's just overall like in a demoralized state, probably playing worse because of that. He's missed several Qs that were very important. And look at that poke, taking him down at half HP already. And he's just so afraid right now. It looks like I missed a kill on bottom there.
Oh, I actually thought you were watching bottom. I'm sorry.
No.
I was like hitting Qs, and yeah, that sounds like Mundo.
No, I was talking about missing Qs for Morgana, but it looks like mTw.NA coming around and looking for a chance to gank somebody. He will definitely be able to pick up a kill if he's here by himself, but he's going to have to be careful. This is a dangerous situation for him to be in all by himself. Another Q missed by Morgana. She is just not playing her best game today. Probably just, maybe Morgana is just not his champion. I don't
Incidentally,
know.
If she hits that Q and he flag drags himself, he will actually drag himself anyway, right?
I think maybe.
Since there is a bind, the ability will go off. You probably won't be standing there, right?
That's hard to say. I haven't seen it happen with Jarvan, personally.
If anyone in the chat knows, feel free to let us know.
I think it might bind him where he ends up, so yeah. If he's moving before it hits him, then he'll finish moving.
Meanwhile, top with CS aggression, and the ignite actually goes off on Malphite as well. There is going to be enough though.
Oh, the creep almost killed him. Almost.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Malphite getting a kill there, and we see us even gonna. Oh, Jarvan doing a
Jarvan's gonna get it here. He is gonna flash ultimate. Nice.
Flash Cataclysm going down there just to secure that kill, and he's just capitalizing on the fact that he got a good early game right now.
And down bottom there is a little bit of action happening with Pinku actually not taking too much damage. It looked like he was going to, but got out of there safely with a nice tornado to push him back. But I was gonna say that, my goodness, mTw.NA is just wrecking this game. So much farm right now, and 3 kills to boot. Look at this. Look at this. Smithy is seen by Koala, and so he's just kind of zoning him out. That's 2 oracles running at each other, but they do want to remove that. Does miss his cleaver. Won't be able to chase that down now.
That was kind of the cleavers I do when I play.
Oh, yeah.
Go waist off angle and do it. And I always blaming on the smart.
And there's the tornado. It will nicely hit him up. Balls looks like he's in big trouble, and I don't think he's going to make it alive. There you go. Took him down with the banana.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, they will be getting the Drake to sort of compensate for that.
Nice dragon pickup. That'll make up for it for sure.
Definitely.
This is looking really big time in the favor of MTW. They've done well. I have to give it MVP to mTw.NA, who's done so well this game, but also part of that has to be to that early ward. And now Swift going to get completely bursted down there. I just don't see him survive. Yeah, he just can't handle that damage burst. Full health on top of the turret.
Notice that Jarvan is building his BF sword there. Really going for a pure AD build. I love that.
And it's working out for him. He's completely demolishing everything that Morgana stands for. And just hating on her. He's a big hater.
And he's got 184 attack damage right now.
Ouch.
Whereas Morgana has 45 armor. So yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, the brutalizer makes it quite a bit less.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say Jarvan's OP, but in this case, he's been a good counter to her. I'd say that early blue probably set it overboard, though. That's not going to be the case. Like, not every Jarvan can run in and just completely demolish a Morgana like that, but I mean, it's definitely possible. But that early kill, giving him that blue buff, really set things off, I think.
Yeah, just like the last game. It's amazing
top lane in trouble.
itself.
Zuna going to go down to that nice gank. You have to at least give it to Koala. He's doing a great job of being at the right places. He got a kill on bottom. He got a kill up top. He's ganked several times up there, and he's putting a lot of pressure on these guys.
Absolutely, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when Malphite comes into play, because he's been doing pretty well with the help from Mundo there from the jungle. Unfortunately, he's not quite there yet in terms of CS, but he's not been failing that lane. He definitely hasn't been, and the blue's going to be picked up by Morgana here. And how we're looking at bottom CS-wise, we see 100 CS on Ezreal versus 120 on Graves, so that lane is working out in his favor there.
Yeah, I was thinking Graves would probably win out on that matchup there. So looks like on farm-wise, it definitely is working out in their favor. 4-0 Jarvan, man, that's so scary. Here comes Atlanta. Let's see if he can get a nice stun. A little bit too far under the tower. Oh, but he's gonna go for it anyways. A little bit too ballsy. No pun intended.
And another banana goes down.
Yes. Atlanta on the run now. If he can get away from this last tornado, he should be good to go. That was a little bit too far. What is he doing here? He flashed. Oh, I see Jarvan coming in from behind, and Atlanta using his tankiness to keep himself alive. He wants to stay alive there. Will Jarvan get a knock up? No, but he does have his ultimate up, so that's all that it matters. Looks like Pinky trying to push him back in the turret. He's going to fall. Doesn't even matter. There's so much damage going down right now. Koala now going to fall with 4 people bottom. Poor Atlanta will fall to the turret, unfortunately, and Swift picks up that kill with her Tormented Soil.
Getting a little kill there, and that was obviously nice for her, but yeah, I mean, the amount of damage that Jarvan does with his Cataclysm right now, it's 325 plus 145 physical damage right now, and yeah, I'm just gonna repeat what they're saying in chat. Get dunked.
Gets dunked. That's exactly what has been happening to Morgana, and now everyone else is feeling the pressure from that.
And yeah, so what regarding that bot lane who's been losing ever so slightly, and now especially now after those ganks, but it's what we said before. Like, it's Graves Taric is completely fail safe as long as Taric hits that stun and Ezreal doesn't arcane shift from it, or they hit Janna with it. It's just so much secure damage follow up from that, because Graves just has to get in there and quick draw and buckshot, and then that ultimate, whatever it's called, is called collateral damage. And he's going to put that onto them. Whereas Janna, skill shot based champion in terms of that tornado, you got Ezreal, also very reliant on skill shot early to mid game. It's just a much more trickier setup to pull off.
I think if you combine the combo, you would call it quick buck damage.
I guess that is true.
Yes, because that's exactly the order of what you'd use as well.
Yeah, and now we see mTw going for this Baron. We see Janna and Ezreal bottom. There is nothing they can do about this. Taric popping his ultimate there for the extra damage, and this is a free Baron indeed, like you're saying. And they are going to move up, but it's going to be too late. I would probably just stay and push that lane if I were them, or I don't know, actually. It's a hard situation to be in.
Oh, that's looking really gross. They're going to lose so many people here, and probably even the Baron. Oh no, they actually do get the Baron. That was really good. And but Nana not going to hit anyone. Swift jumps over the wall, trying to escape. Will Smithy fall? I don't know if Pinku can actually land a tornado. He does, and Liquidity needs to get a nice arcane shift, but smartly actually moves the other direction. Kind of expecting that. I don't know if he can get away. There's no way.
Oh,
there's no
it's
way.
Udyr, man.
There's no way. Okay, he's such good juker.
Or
here,
is
though.
it?
No, there's no way. He just jukes in a way that makes him stay alive for a very long amount of time. And
yes, that's what I get for saying that Ezreal and Janna should have stayed bottom. Sorry.
Yeah, well, foot in mouth, you know, it happens. Everybody makes mistakes. That was actually a really good fight for them. They did lose Baron, unfortunately, so I don't know. I guess it kind of evened things up a bit.
Yeah, that Malphite ultimate, man, and followed up by a very, very nice Morgana ultimate, catching a lot of those players in there with that Soul Shackles and doing some damage to him. It's just, I think mTw kind of felt themselves, oh my god, Rondo's going to face check this brush, and he's just going to, well, that is going to hurt, and he's going to fly into the air and come back down.
I hit my F2 to see if they had vision of that. He did not, and he ran right into it. So here we go, all 5 of them on Atlanta now. Atlanta, what are you gonna do, buddy? You're dead. Just take it like a man. And there he goes, he falls. Purple going down, not seeing any wards. Free dragon for them. You know what? mTw has to be careful. They're doing a great job, but now that they're grouping up, they're actually messing things up. And they have a chance of losing this if they're not careful.
Absolutely. I mean, again, it's League of Legends. Anything could definitely happen, and this is very common. Like, especially for me playing with my friends, it's very common that we just, you know, oh, such a safe game. Now we do Baron, and oh my God, they have a Malphite. I forgot about that, and I'm just gonna ward this brush. But oh my God, they're all there. All right, they play as a team, and then you've kind of lost out on that advantage that you had, and they are slowly bringing that together. However, they are pushing 2 lanes here while they're grabbing the first turret. They're in mid. So
Balls really needs to get out of here. Everybody on their way to kill him, except for Malphite, of course. But I think 4 versus 1, he's probably at a disadvantage. And he's still in here. He's just hanging out, like having a good time.
He will not be able to suicide, will he? No, he's going to turn around, attack this Ezreal.
Not going to help him out. And he will get hit by a binding, finally.
Finally, yeah, absolutely. It's been, I think, I think Swift has been a bit demoralized in this game due to the fact that another blue buff has gone to the mid.
I think confidence has returned after getting
right
those
now,
last few kills.
Definitely.
Confidence is a big factor in landing those skill shots. Whenever you're like, oh man, I'm not doing well, then you just like throw stuff out, and it's like one of those self-defeating self-fulfilling prophecies or whatever you call it. You know?
Yeah, English is hard, man. I know.
It is very difficult. So here we go. They're going to be pushing down the middle lane, but they need to be careful. They don't have their Graves, which is a big source of their damage. Yes, they do have Jarvan, who's doing his best to play, you know, some dunk-tastic tunes on their heads, but I don't know if he gets caught by something. He's quite. I mean, compared to what normally would be built on Jarvan, he's kind of squishy. Of course, he does have that giant spell building up. Oh yeah, this is.
I mean, he has Infinity Edge. He's going to be able to burst on, for instance, Ezreal so quickly. He's got 70 mana. He has the Brutalizer, and his ultimate does about, I don't know, more than 550 damage right now. You know, with the ultimate only.
This ball's okay. He just got hit by another body, and that body could be enough to take him down if he gets hit by a cleaver. No, he does flash out. Zuna in trouble now, using his ultimate to try and lay down some cover fire. Wow, look at that collateral damage being used to blow them up. And looks like Boss will make it out safely. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade so far. Rumble dying as well as Mundo. Who's going to win this fight, though? Looks like Graves falls. Liquidity now chasing Atlanta, and Atlanta in big trouble. That's going to be 3 kills. If he, no, nice flash, but I think one more Arcane Shift will do it if he has enough mana, which it doesn't look like he does.
He does. There it is.
There we go.
And it's up.
He's just waiting for the right moment, it looks like. And bottom lane at the same time, look at this. Mandatory Cloud pushing this, and he's like, come on, Janna, what are you going to... Or, sorry, what are you going to do, Swift? And I think
taking a lot of turret damage now.
Yeah. Once Koala got there, he's in trouble.
I once was in turret range, but then I flagged and dragged, and it was K. So right now we saw a little sloppy gameplay by Graves. After his nice combo against Mundo there with the Ignite, he did a little bit of sloppy position, and Ezreal, and just underestimated the fact that Ezreal does have that Infinity and Zeal, and Ezreal went in for 3 quick critical hits, and he was dead. So yeah, very hectic game, and look at the coin differences. It's actually getting quite close now.
Yeah, there was so much happening there with middle. I was like, aha, and then bottom he was pushing, and I was like, aha. So yes, as you said, a very hectic game. That was my, that was my interpretation of how I talk. That's how I. When people ask me how I talk, I just make noises. So apparently. So
yeah. So they are. Do you have a timer on the Baron?
I don't have a timer on the Baron. It is definitely down, so we'll see it in the next minute or two.
Absolutely, that is probably where the next huge team fight is going to end up, unless someone gets caught off guard here. Again, that Udyr is so scary, like the way he moves in and don't care. They actually caught Jarvan here. They might be able to move in on that.
Damage, half of his health is gone.
Yeah, he's got his ultimate running though. He's going to heal that up, but is Jarvan going to get assassinated? Oh my god, here goes Malphite. Jarvan's going to flash out, driving them all over. Morgana, Soul Shackles go down in combination with that Sonya's. That's going to do a lot of damage, and Malphite picking up Grace there, good job. And that's actually Jarvan going down as well. This is actually very lethal for mTw. They are going to clean this up nicely. Udyr will not be able to get away here as for Arcane Shift, or will he? They do not have a slow. Oh, that damage is actually pretty nice. Is it going to be enough? Shuridas goes down, but they all flash for it. They do not want that Udyr to get away. What a beautiful team fight that was from TGF.
Yeah, I say unfortunately right now, mTw, while they have the great laning phase, they're just not pulling it together in these team fights. The wrong people are getting caught. Ball's not playing very well at all in some of these situations where he's getting grabbed and you know, targeted first. He needs to stay behind his tanks and really play AD carry mode, but TGF is taking advantage of that, and I think they have a big chance of coming back. If you look at the score, 21 kills to 12, just showing that they're stronger in fights overall. And so at this point, I'd say they're going to start pushing back and really making a big dent on mTw.
I might also add that Jarvan's build might actually come back and hit him right now in terms of the mid game here, because I don't know if they need that squishy build. They have a lot of damage from Graves. They had a lot of damage from Rumble. He probably needs to be a bit more beef and just be in there and disrupt them with his ultimate. Right now, he just got focused down due to the AoE from Morgana and a bit of Malphite as well. and of course Mundo. And you know, it might come back and hit him, but now we are going to see them moving for that. What's it called? It's called Baron, I think so.
Yes.
It's going to be
So
called
they go
with the
for
stun,
Baron,
and the
but-
Cataclysm goes down, and that is also going to be a lot of damage. Banana goes in, actually doing a lot of damage here. Soul Check has got off second tick, and that Rumble is going to pick up a couple of kills there before he actually go down himself. But Odir is very healthy here. It's going to be a trouble. Ezreal is doing a good job though. Can he kite this Odir out? Yeah, the Arcane Shift is up, but Odir is going to catch up, and Mundo is actually leaving him there.
Why
I
is he
don't
doing
know why
that?
he did that.
He could have just kept throwing out those. Oh, he could have definitely kept throwing those out and saved him. I think he was a little bit afraid of balls, but kind of left him out to dry. He was like, I don't want to lose my oracles. So ended up being a 3-for-4 trade, I believe is what it was. And
If I
Mentor
was
Cloud took it
Ezreal
away.
there, I would have gone, why'd you leave me? Is it the smell?
Yeah, I think it might have been that. He might have left some wind that he did not want to pursue. I might actually change that to, I think that was a 2-for-4 trade, I believe. Because I think that Jarvan got away with just a little bit of HP. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So he's probably going to go back. What do you reckon he'll grab? He'll probably try and evolve that giant spell into something nice. It's going to be a Frozen Melon? No, it's going to be a Warmogs. Okay.
That's what I was thinking he's going for was Warmogs. That's why he had not built it into anything until then. It makes a lot of sense. At this point now he can go, if necessary, he can go for an Atmos. But I don't know. I think that there it could be one of two things. I don't know what he's taking most of his damage from. He's jumping in there into the middle of everything, so potentially it is magic damage that he's dying from. But at the same time, it could be Ezreal just focusing him down. I haven't really been paying attention to who's hitting him.
And it looks like he is the one who's going to grab the blue as well. So he'll be able to spam that lance and get that Cataclysm off cooldown, I guess, when it's not there. It's on a 1 minute cooldown right now with that buff. And he's going to go and solo the Drake right now. If TGF knew about this, which they don't, they could actually make a play here in mid or actually go for Baron. But he's going to down that pretty darn quickly, hitting for about 550 to 600 with his critical hits now. Scary stuff.
He is quite scary at this point, and let's see if they can make some smarter decisions in these team fights and come back from what seems like a pretty bad situation. They lost like literally the last several team fights, except for that last one right there, where they did not too bad.
I must say that I'm a bit disappointed in the way that TGF is warding right now, because it actually makes them unable to make crucial plays. And they kind of need to, like, they brought the game back. They definitely have a good shot as any to win this game, but they really need to keep capitalizing on the fact that they want to get the position right and they want to know when to strike. And they've actually lost out on a couple of very, very potent potential setup for team fights due to the fact that they don't have that good vision. They only have the Word of Baron, and that just expired. So actually, I'm sorry, I'm making that is the wrong vision. I'm talking about the Word around Baron, right there. So yeah, they have vision around Baron basically.
Yeah, right now they need to get something up here on these small Wraith area, and that way they can actually decide if they're going to engage on Baron. But it's possible that they are just going to forego engaging on Baron completely and wait for a chance to actually counter engage Baron and catch them in that little area and have that extra damage. The other thing is that Baron actually leaves a debuff on whoever he attacks, reducing their AD by a pretty decent amount. So that could be another factor to consider as well.
Absolutely, and I would definitely prefer to fight them in the Baron area as well, due to the fact that Ezreal has his banana, and you have especially that Morgana Soul Shackle in combination with her Sonya's Hourglass. It's just going to be a major pain if they actually go in there and decide to do the Baron.
On the other hand, at the same time, you have to take a look at MTW. They really only have one ward on the map, as far as I can see. Yeah, so yeah, they are in risk of getting Baron taken from them if they don't do. Oh, and he just missed the ward. He placed it right on the other side of Baron on accident. That's got to be embarrassing.
That's a bit embarrassing, but also very entertaining, I say.
Yes, it's true.
She probably did it for the stream.
Of course. They always do not do that. Alright, so right now what we're doing is we're just kind of waiting on everybody to pick up their jungle and set up for Baron. They're playing it very safe. They know that the next team fight could potentially determine the game, as that's gonna say, hey, well, we won this fight, we're gonna grab Baron, and then now we're gonna just push down your base. I think both teams know that, and that's why we're not seeing any hard engages.
Except Udyr running up and hitting Malphite once, saying, "Hello."
He just wanted a high five. He was like, "Hey, man."
Yeah.
And that might have been him just
5.
trying to buy some time for this Baron engage. At this point, I think they're getting anxious and a little bit antsy, and that's kind of what TGF wants them to do. They really want them to start Baron.
Yeah. Might see the fight go down here. Actually, it's going to be very, very interesting here. Oh, they're so close to each other. Someone is going to engage very shortly. They all have oracles on both teams, so they're just placing out wards that they are instantly clearing. Oh, that binding actually hits. Are they going to follow that up? No, they're not. They're going to back off. Trundle there, Rumble poking away a bit. But here Udyr comes. He's going to take a lot of damage. He's so that completely. The ultimate goes down from Trundle. The Soul Shack is going to go down, but they all flash out of it. And oh my god, he's gonna pummel around that Ezreal.
And Ezreal just barely gets out of there. You see that?
Yeah, good job.
Oh, he does fall. Nice job by Rumble picking that up. Now it looks like Mundo is going to fall as well, and I think that mTw actually going to come out ahead of this one and probably going to just forego Baron altogether and go for this tower as soon as Pinku falls, losing her oracles there and Malphite. That's going to be almost an ace. Only one up is Morgana, and don't know if she's going to be able to stay in there. It would be way too risky for her to do so. So that's going to be a very well-played team fight by mTw, and I have to give them big credit on that one, as for a while it was looking a little bit spotty. They did push it in and come back here. They're going to take out this inhibitor. They could possibly even go for a Baron, but I think what they're going to do is going to finish off this last one, go back to base, and then head straight there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Udyr soaked up so much damage there when he went in far ahead. He had to flash out, but it was all good because they were grouped up, and his teammates were by then in range to actually deal some damage. And what I'm a bit surprised with is that Ezreal, I'm not saying it's an easy job to do, but Ezreal got caught in the Cataclysm. Yes. And you know, against this Jarvan, who's got some major attack damage, you cannot let that happen.
That is terrible, yeah. He got bursted so quickly, and he almost made it out, but Rumble, with his flash and flamethrower, just said, "No, sir, denied." Completely shut him
and
down.
Also the fact that the Soul Shackle on Morgana wasn't as effective as it could have been. But that was also because mTw played extremely well. As soon as they saw that go down, they all just flashed out of there, and it count for nothing.
Yeah, she kind of did it at max range. She did it desperately, and they were right there around that that area at the middle brush, and they both jumped over the wall. And she had no vision. She couldn't chase. They both ran in different directions. It was a perfectly executed escape. And so yeah, that was a lot of wasted effort on their part to try and kill Udyr. They used a lot of stuff on him, didn't finish him off. Ezreal getting caught, and then Morgana using up her. So probably 3 major mistakes there, I'd say, on their part. Kind of just led to their demise, and I think that's gonna really secure mTw's position in this game. Like I said, for a while they were really, really looking bad. But again, it just comes down to 1 or 2 things. That's all they need to come back and win that.
Especially when it comes to these close games, absolutely. And yeah, Binding's going to go down on Jarvan. They are going to get Sanders here. Udyr is coming in. He's going to get that bear stance, but he's going to do what he does best, and that is taking a lot of punishment, basically. And they're just going to leave him there. It's way too much damage to be focused to the wrong target. And it's completely scary as well, because when he gets that low enough that you actually think that I might be able to kill him, that's when it turns scary, because that's when the other one's focusing. Notice the position here, though. Look at the team, how it's split up. Udyr's going to come in from behind.
He's going to come in from behind onto Liquidity, most likely. If he can get there in time, that'd be good. But Ball's taking a lot of damage. He needs to get out of there. Luckily, he has the GA, and he's going to be good to go. Udyr is there with Mandatory Cloud. They are jumped in with the Cataclysm. No escape for Pinku, as he does fall to that big Jarvan damage. Now going to be focused down Malphite for the ace. And that's going to be game.
It's going to be GG.
Yep, they're going to finish it right here. No way they can come back from that. That's GG call. I think it's I have to say that TGF actually played this game very well. Again, I mean, I've already said it like twice, but they really had a big chance of winning this game. And just, I don't know. I mean, mTw is a very strong team, and I have to give them big credit for actually doing so well this game.
Yeah, absolutely, I do agree. And the fact that they turned a very, very solid game that in mTw's favor, they turned it into their own favor, and it really was anyone's game in terms of the last team fights. And unfortunately for TGF, mTw just played a very, very solid couple of team fights where they made no escape. Oh god, it's too late, man. It's too late. Yeah. They made no mistakes, and yeah, mTw kind of just capitalized on every single mistake that TGF made, and it just ended up the way it did. But very good game indeed. I really enjoyed that one.
Well, thanks everybody for watching the matches. Definitely check out lolpro.com, and there you can see everything that Curse has been doing with the LoL community as far as their pro guides. Check out Spazzy's channel, youtube.com/Spazzy with a 4 instead of an 8. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.